We welcome you to Los Angeles. The show brings you a matchup of division rivals. It's the Colorado Rockies taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers. Joined by my partner, Chris Singleton, I'm John Shambi. Chris, one guy having a big year for this club, leading the team in home runs and runs batted in, Juan Soto. Always exciting to see him in action, and it seems like he consistently finds a way to impact the game.
Yeah, Boog, it's offensively at the plate, defensively when he's on the bases. I mean, this guy's just a heads-up player, but he's got so much talent, and he makes the most of that. I believe it starts with his preparation because you never see him give away an at-bat.
So, almost ready to get underway. And on the hill for the Dodgers, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And Singy, we were talking earlier about how he's doing a great job navigating through tough spots.
I've just been so impressed with when it seems like there's more pressure, he's more calm and settles in. He's done an incredible job with runners in scoring position. Most guys, they get a little tight, they start to aim the baseball, but for some reason, he gets looser, the ball comes out of his hand with more life, and he's able to wiggle off the hook of, tough situations and get his team back in the dugout.
Way outside, and 1-1. That's a strike.
I mean, that's perfect location, right on the black. I mean, over and over again, this guy demonstrates the ability to hit those spots. They're so tough to do anything with as a hitter.
The wind of the pitch.
Well, this is a guy that can be frustrating for pitchers because he fouls off so many pitches and grinds out the at-bat. I'm sure there's some times where a pitcher would rather just give up a first pitch single than have to waste 6 or 7 pitches on one hitter.
And he grounds one to the right side. Steps on first for the out. Here's Bud Black's lineup for the Colorado Rockies. They're dealing with a top-level arm on the mound, so this figures to be a tough matchup for him. What's the key to the offense today, Singy?
Well, Boog, I think when you got a guy that's this talented on the mound, you got to find ways to disrupt his rhythm, make him uncomfortable a little bit. The guys that can handle the bat and perhaps, bunt for a base hit, get him moving off the mound. If you're in the box and he seems to be just in a flow, step out, mess up his timing, somehow try to get in his head a little bit. And then when he does come in the zone, you may only get one pitch. You better not miss it.
And Singy, as a team, you need to make the most of the very few opportunities he's going to give you, right?
Absolutely. And if you don't get to guys like this a lot of times early, once they really settle in, it's going to be the later innings that they hand that ball over to a reliever if they do at all. The key there, tracking the baseball all the way back through the hitting zone, allows you to hit a ball right back up the box like that.
Man at first with one gone. Now here's Nolan Jones. Rudder takes off. In the air, left field, down the line, and that lands in no man's land, a foul ball. Left-hand batter waits. Swing and a miss at 99 miles an hour.
He's a bad ball hitter, so even if you get him to chase pitches outside the zone, he still might beat you. Not an easy.
Off-balance feed, there's one. On to Freddie, double play. One hit in the inning, but no one left. And now the Dodgers get a crack at it. No score. Back here at Dodger Stadium. And today's starter, Antonio Senzatella. What do you have on him?
Yeah, I want to see how he handles left-handed hitters in this lineup today because coming in, lefties are batting over 300 on the year against him, so he's going to have to figure something out to get inside, keep them from getting their arms extended, and then once conscious of the inside pitch, be able to go with something away and finish them off.
Kicks and fires. Swings through that one for strike one.
1-1.
Swing and a miss.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And a 1-2. Got him looking. And one away.
No, just a beautiful fastball on the inside corner for that backwards K right there. I think the hitter saw it all the way coming from that opposite arm angle. So I got to think he was looking away and just got locked up by the hard stuff boring in on his hands.
Turns and fires to Betts. Swing and a miss. And the count is 0-2. The shortstop takes the ball. The wind, the kick, and the 1-2. Ground ball up the middle. And that one finds its way through. So a man aboard now with one away.
Just kept it simple. Played pepper with the middle of the infield and took it back where it came from. And there's just no one there to knock it down.
Here's Juan Soto. 5th in home runs in the National League right now. Gets the slider in there for a strike. Man at first, one away. And he's down 0-2 as he swings through it.
Two pretty nasty sliders to get this hitter in an 0-2 count. If you're up there at the plate, you got to look up in the zone and spit on anything that's down.
And here it comes. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And there's 2 away.
Well, I think he was waiting on the changeup right there, and he got it. It just drifted too far in on him. I think that pitch is just a little more out over the plate. Probably squares it up, but instead, he's going to have to go take a seat.
And up to the plate is Will Smith.
He really needs to start making more contact. Striking out nearly twice in each of the last 5 games.
And a pitch. Way high. And a good eye there. Two balls and a strike. Here it comes. Swing and a foul straight back. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout. End of 1, and we're still scoreless. Top of the 2nd, Ryan McMahon steps to the plate. And when you talk about elite defensive third baseman, this guy is at the top of the list.
Stud. When you look at players like this, you play that hot corner, got to be pretty courageous over there with the way balls come off the bat. That's the kind of guy that every year you expect him to be in the All-Star game and have a Gold Glove, if not a Platinum Glove.
Next offering is in for a strike. So what are the skills you look for that make a really good defensive third baseman that elite?
Well, Boog, one of the things I think about immediately are just the feet. Does he have good feet? Is he able to quickly react? And when you have good feet, you've got soft hands. And soft hand defenders are able to make tough plays look easy.
That's a base hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Ripped that one down the line and kept it fair. And even when you hit it that far out front, you still have to keep your hands tight to your body so you don't hook around that baseball and put it in foul territory. And that right there was perfect.
Danny Jansen to hit here.
Kind of a throwback. No batting gloves.
Turned on, but that's foul down the third baseline.
Well, that's where you want to be right there, all over that first pitch fastball. Just a little too much hook on it. Straighten that thing out to get the jog around the bases. James Kingsley working the plate. Kingsley's pretty well respected around the league.
Yeah, when you talk to players, I think consistently he is one of the guys you hear compliments about. Players appreciate the job he does back there.
Yeah, and that's kind of all you can ask for, really, just a fair chance to go out and have success. Well, Boog, it becomes pretty difficult as a teammate when a guy's struggling like this. You don't know if you want to go up and tell him to keep swinging it or if you want to give him his space, what exactly he needs. But right now, it's clearly a struggle for him, and you're just hoping that somehow, some way it'll click, and he can get out of this as quickly as possible.
Now it's Brendan Rodgers. And he blows that one by him at 100. Rodgers, a former Gold Glove winner, 28 years old, a former first-round pick back in 2015. And now the 0-1. And that one hit 97 on the gun. And a strike on the outside edge. McMahon at first, one gone. Not even close there. The count now 2-2. Line drive, and that's just foul. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. Blew the express right by his bat for strike 3.
Well, interesting. He's looking very comfortable out of the stretch after giving up the leadoff single. Back-to-back strikeouts, so they haven't been able to move that runner up, get him into scoring position, and try to have a better chance of scoring. I tell you, good job so far on the mound. He just needs one more out.
In the air, out towards right center. Makes the catch, and that'll do it. The Rockies strand one. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Back here in L.A., bottom of the second, here come the Dodgers. No score. Here comes Freddie Freeman up to hit.
Freeman.
The wind of the pitch. Leadoff man retired here in the second.
Batting sixth, the third baseman, Max Muncy.
Here comes Max Muncy. He is very much your typical power hitter. I'd say he falls into the 3 true outcomes category.
Well, we've seen more and more of that lately. The ability to drive the ball to slug is getting heavily favored over any discipline or strikeout concerns.
Next offering is in for a strike.
It's amazing to look up and see 88 miles per hour on that changeup. Back in the day, that was a pretty good fastball. But with high velocities these days, that speed differential is right where it needs to be. Man, just backdoored him with the breaking ball right there. And I'll tell you what, as a hitter, it looks like it's a mile away, so you give up on it, and then it just hooks around that outside corner. Tell you what, if a pitcher can make a pitch like that, you pretty much just have to tip your cap as you walk back to the dugout.
Tapped softly on the ground. Fires across the diamond, and the Dodgers are set down in order. Nothing doing for the Dodgers here. We'll move to the third with no score. And we're back. Top half of the third inning. So in now for Colorado, Ji-Man Choi. The right-hander back to work. And takes low for ball 1. And the righty deals. That one finds the zone, and the count 1-2.
Cold night like tonight, last thing you want to do as a hitter is get jammed or even off the end. Trying to find that sweet spot on the bat. Tell you what, you're going to be trying to catch things out front, so off-speed pitches may be a good complement to that fastball.
The center fielder.
And now, Gilberto Celestino. In there for strike 1. That one to first. Can't field it cleanly. The throw is still in time, and they do get the out.
This is what it's all about on that right side of the diamond when you've got the first baseman involved and the pitcher as well. First baseman does a great job, knocks the ball down. Down, gets away from a little bit, doesn't panic. The pitcher's exactly where he's supposed to be. Nice feed and a nice play for the out.
So the Rockies lineup turns over. Here's the second baseman, Nick Madrigal. Right through there for a strike.
0-1.
Soft contact in the air. Hauls it in to end the inning. Rockies are down quietly. Still no score. And welcome back to the
Leading
ballpark.
for the
Set for the
Dodgers,
bottom of the third. And here's the rookie center fielder, Luis Domingo. As he turns on the rubber, and with that good live arm delivers. Got it started a little too early. Strike one. Fastball for a strike. Here's the 0-2. That one just misses.
Good spot there, but didn't get the strike at the knees and doesn't seem too convinced by the call out there on the mound as he tries to get a better sense of the umpire strike zone.
Struck him out swinging. Couldn't catch up to the heater.
Well, he didn't get the call on the mound the pitch before. Felt like he should have had him looking, I think. But, you know, that's good composure right there. He found a way to come back with another good pitch to get him to swing and miss.
Danny Ramirez. Strike one.
0-1.
The 0-1. There's a strike. One out, base is empty. Up and in. It's a ball and two strikes.
1 ball, 2 strikes, count.
Swings and misses. Struck him out.
Well, that's always the key to effective pitching is getting ahead in the count. And as a pitcher, it really allows you to start expanding the zone. Hitters become defensive, and all of a sudden that plate starts to get really wide. And what happens is, because of the pressure, you end up committing to a pitch as a batter before you recognize what it is, and that's what leads to the strikeout.
Ohtani in the box now. No balls and a strike. That one called the strike, and the count is 0-2.
Quickly down 0-2 in the count. I think you got to choke up a little bit, spread out the feet. You don't know what the velocity or the location of this next pitch is going to be.
That misses the zone. Now 1-2.
It's a good take.
Pitch misses. 2-2. Just missed.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Mookie Betts hitting on deck circle. And the pitch. Swinging a foul ball at the plate. They'll do it again. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Dodgers go down quietly, and we are still scoreless. Back here at Chavez Ravine. Now the number 2 hitter, Sean Bouchard. Hawaiian in the pitch. Breaking ball through there for a strike.
Oh, he's looking great so far. It helps when over 80% of your first pitches are strikes. He might be able to go the distance if he keeps this up.
Swing and a miss, and that one missed by a ton.
He doubled up on the off speed there. We talk about the power fastball, but he's working a little differently here.
That one not close, and it's 1-2. And that's in the dirt.
Well, he might have to look for a different put-away pitch right here, 2-2. He's already seen the curveball a couple of times in this at-bat, so might have it timed up and ready for it.
Got it by him for the K.
Really love the pitch sequence right there. I'm telling you what, pitcher and catcher are on the same page right now.
Next to hit for the Rockies, Nolan Jones. He's a guy, Chris, whose highlights include some of the best throws from the outfield that you will ever see. Definitely one of the best arms of the sport. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. So they get a man aboard with a one-out single.
Well, that started and ended pretty quickly. No messing around right there. Once you get the ball by the pitcher, there's a lot of base hits up the middle, even on ground balls. So a nice job to use that big hole and get himself a hit.
Ryan McMahon will hit next. 1 for 1 with a single so far. That one's upstairs, ball 1. And that's ball 1. And he deals. Runner takes off. Swing and a miss. Throw is low, and he can't pick it.
Good steal of second right there, and now the table is set for the middle of this order to drive in the first run of this ball game. I like that they're trying to manufacture some offense early on.
Check on the runner, and he's back in easily. Jones, the runner at second with one away. And now 1 and 2. Yamamoto, one of the best strikeout pitchers in the game, and that certainly is a benefit to him when he's in a spot like this. Good eye right there.
Yeah, if you're going to be in the game in high leverage situations, you've got to be able to get the swing and miss and put hitters away.
And a swing and a miss. 2 down.
Just beautiful placement of the splitter right there. Exactly where you want it with 2 strikes to get that swing and miss. And he's worked very hard to be able to command that pitch. It's a tough pitch to get a grip on, but he's one of the best at throwing it where he wants to.
Jansen at the plate for the second time as he takes ball 1. All tied up here in game 1 of this 3-game set. Breaking ball in there for a strike.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Swing and a miss. That one in the dirt.
He's been able to go inside as well as outside, effectively working both sides of the plate in this at bat.
Right-hander kicks, deals. And another ball.
Clearly didn't come out of his hand the right way. Left that curveball way up.
Man on second, 2 down. Swings and misses on the fastball up in the zone for the strikeout. So 1 left for Colorado, and we're still knotted at 0. Back here at Dodger Stadium, ready to go, bottom 4.
The shortstop.
Boog, this batter gets described as a homebody because he loves playing at home, and historically his numbers back it up.
Senzatella back to work. That clips the zone. 0-1.
Boog, over 80% of his first pitches are strikes. You're doing that, you could have a really good day out there on the mound.
That one down the line, and it goes just foul. Up the middle, and he knocks it down. And they get the out after the ricochet.
Off-speed pitch, and it looked like he just continued his momentum towards home plate after releasing that. Perfect position to make a play and help himself out.
Juan Soto steps to the plate for the Dodgers. First pitch, and he just misses.
Nasty backdoor slider. There's really nothing you can do with that if you swing at it, so that's a good take by him.
Next pitch in for a strike, and it's 1-1.
Love how vocal the umpire is today. No doubt in the hitter's mind, catcher's mind, and even the pitcher's mind as to the conviction in the call.
And another ball.
Here's an opportunity to do some damage and perhaps unlock this offense. 3-1 count. Be ready to turn on a fastball.
Hammered, and this one could be extra bases. Makes the turn and heads for second. And he'll pull in there with a stand-up double.
He was all over that one. Good job getting the foot down so he could catch it out front and pull it. Turned on it nicely for the knock. Runner in scoring position now, and a good opportunity to push across the first run of the ballgame.
One out, runner at second. Will Smith getting ready to hit. He struck out swinging at his first at bat. Right through there for a strike. And that one fouled off. Runner at second here, one gone. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Couldn't catch up to the heater.
The first baseman, number 5.
Freddie Freeman up to the dish.
Freeman.
If you don't get ahead in the count, you can forget about having any success against him.
Just missed. Looks like the weather could actually play a factor in this one. It's coming down pretty good.
Yeah, it is, and it's not too bad yet, but the field's not going to be able to hold up if the rain gets any worse than this. So keep an eye on the pitcher's mound as well, and the rest of the infield start to puddle up a little bit.
Bounce to the right side, down the line, and it's foul. Foul ball, still a 1-2 count. Got him looking, and that is the inning.
Sometimes he wears the emotion on the sleeve, but that's okay as long as he's getting results. And right there, thrilled with the punch out to get out of a jam.
We go to the top of the 5th. Here's Colorado's DH, Brendan Rodgers. And the pitch. Fastball for a strike. It's 0-1. We haven't seen a break in the weather, and the umpires might be forced to make a decision soon.
Yeah, I think so, Boog. I mean, everyone looking and wondering when they're going to stop play. It definitely feels close.
Muncy sends it to first. And the leadoff man set down in their half of the 5th.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air. Lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
Ezekiel Tovar digging in for the Rockies. Check swing. He went too far, and it's a strike.
He's been going after these guys consistently, and as a result, he's been able to keep his pitch count low. Throwing the ball very well right now.
Inside corner, and that's called a strike.
That big curve inside's a pitch that can buckle you a little bit. Looks like a fastball out of hand and then just drops over that inside part of the plate.
Base is empty, one away, and we're at the top of the 5th. And the pitch is outside, ball 1.
Well, I think he's trying to get a feel for where that one missed. I mean, it could have gone either way, but he looked a little shocked for a second there.
One down, base is empty. The shortstop takes the ball. .99 miles per hour to finish him off. And now the hitter, Ji-Man Choi, struck out swinging his first time. Choi goes 6'1", 33 years old. He's been on a terrific run at the plate, hitting over .350 in his last 10. Pitch misses there, and it's 2-0.
Well, he looks more focused at the plate and working the count after that first at-bat strikeout.
Next offering in there for a strike. And it's 2-1 now. And another ball. To the right side. And that one handled. Tosses to first. It's a 1-2-3 inning for the Rockies. Nothing doing for the Rockies. Halfway through this one, still no score. Back here in LA, here's a big power threat. Max Muncy.
Max Muncy.
The right-hander back to work. That just misses. 1-0.
You know, these Dodgers, as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. Chasing pitches has been a big part of the story. We've seen it quite a bit today. It's been tough for them to make contact at times, and it just doesn't look like they're seeing it very well as a group. And on the mound, you know, confidence has to be pretty high with all of the swings and misses. He's had them eaten out of the palm of his hand pretty much all game.
Off the plate inside. And it's 2-2. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
Pretty electric stuff showing up on the mound right now. I mean, in the double-digit strikeouts, he should be able to rack up some more before he's done in this one. And you know, not many of these hitters have had much of an answer for what he's offering out there.
Here's Teoscar Hernandez. Grounded out his first time. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-1.
Ooh, Baya. You got to remember to take the donut off the bat, partner.
Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2.
0-2 is the count.
And that's down and away. Righty delivers. Swing and a miss. Couldn't hit the fastball at the knees.
The center fielder, number 25.
So 2 down now, and here is Luis Domingo. Got to be careful with this guy. He's got power. He can untie it with one swing. First pitch, and that's in for a strike. Just missed. 2 down, nobody on. Last half of inning number 5. And another ball. Swing and a drive, deep right field. That's back there. And that one is off the wall. And that's a double.
Showed some really nice patience in that at bat. Worked himself into a good count. He hit that ball really well to deep right field right there. Got a pitch to drive and just stayed through it nicely. Didn't quite have the trajectory to clear the fence, but you're always happy with an extra base hit. Now let's see if they can put up the first run of the game.
Now a chance for Danny. Right through there for a strike. On the ground. Magical. Throws to first in time. And that is the inning. 1 left for LA. 6th inning coming up. Still nothing on the scoreboard. All right, we go to the top half of inning number 6. Here's the center fielder, Gilberto Celestino. And that's a little high.
Counts 1-0.
Next offering is in for a strike.
One ball, one strike.
Righty to the plate. Swings through that one for strike 2.
Man, that's just a nasty splitter. Bottom falls out of it. You don't see a lot of guys throw that these days, but I tell you what, he's got a good one.
Just off the inside edge.
Boog, he never moved because he never had time to. But that kind of velocity, you'd prefer that pitcher work away.
Next pitch is outside.
He's really tightening up his hitting zone with 2 strikes here. I love it.
Good plate appearance there. Able to take the walk.
Well, he tried to nibble right there and just missed his spot. Hitter didn't offer at it. Now he has somebody to worry about over at first.
Here's Nick Madrigal. Hitting better against right-handers this year, so some reverse splits there. He swings and misses at the first pitch. 0-1.
There it was, a high velocity fastball in the zone. I think a little frustration from walking the previous hitter. He's got good stuff. Pitch inside the zone and trust it.
Out towards right center field. Sizes this one up. Brings it in.
The batter, the left fielder, Sean Bouchard.
So up next, Sean Bouchard, 1 for 2. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. With the go-ahead run at first, and we're in the top half of the 6th. Gets the outside corner with that one.
That curveball's been a big pitch for him today. He's been able to get ahead in the count with it. He's also been able to use it to put guys away.
Swing and a miss as he was out front that time.
2 strikes.
And the right-hander deals. Hit connect on the curveball, struck him out.
Good horizontal movement on that curveball right there, and just enough to get him to chase it. He placed it just off the corner, and that's one of those where a pitcher says if he's going to miss, he's going to miss off the plate. So really good job. Great pitch for the punch out.
Next for Colorado, Nolan Jones. And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter.
0-1's the count.
Two gone, but the go-ahead run is at first. Here in game 1 of this 3-game set. Over to first, and he's saved. The 0-1. Swing and a high fly ball out there towards left field. Hernandez makes the catch, and that'll do it. Bottom of the 6th. Now it's the Dodger leadoff hitter, Shohei Ohtani. Now the right-hander ready to go. Still no score. And a curve misses outside.
Well, a mistake right here could untie this ball game. If you're the pitcher out there, you just want to be a little more cautious.
Fought off foul. Left-hand hitter waits. And a foul ball. The wind to kick the pitch. Lifted in the air down the left side. That gets down for a hit.
Well, the last 10 games or so have been anything but fun at the plate for him, so that one has to feel good. That's a ball that a lot of times you'll see the shortstop or left fielder be able to get to if it hangs up in the air long enough, but right there, it just died and found a way to drop in on the green stuff with base hit. And now a chance to maybe get creative on offense with good speed on first.
Sends it across to first. Just got him on that one.
That's a
Now
good
back,
piece of hitting
right
right
field.
there. The job was to move the runner up and give your team a chance to score the go-ahead run. That's exactly what happened, so you better believe your teammates are happy with you after that at bat.
Soto at the plate now, and that's inside. Next offering is in for a strike.
It really looks like these hitters have been in between with their timing today. Good fastball, excellent slider, but they've not been able to commit to one velocity and stay there.
That's ripped into the outfield. They get the out on Soto. Runner tags at second, and he moves up to third. Now 2 away.
Now batting, the catcher, Will Smith.
Here's the catcher to hit, Will Smith.
Struck out on just 3 pitches last time.
And that drops in for a strike. And fouled off. With the go-ahead run at third here in the bottom of the 6th. On the ground to the left. Makes a sliding stop. And very nicely done for the out. And we're back. Top of inning number 7. Here's the Rockies cleanup hitter, Ryan McMahon. The pitch. Right through there for a strike.
0-1.
That one ripped. And it's a one-hopper off the wall. Should be extra bases. Cut off, throw to second. In there. That's a double.
Nice line drive to the pull side, met it out front, but just stayed through it nice enough and ripped it into the outfield. Now a good opportunity to potentially jump ahead in this game here in the later innings.
Now it's Jansen to hit. Scoreless here, but now he's got to deal with a guy who's got some power. Got to be careful when you're talking about a hitter with this type of slug and these type of home run totals. Man at second. Swings and lines a base hit into left field. The go-ahead run moves up to third. He's held there with nobody out.
Man, those are the types of hits where you don't feel any vibration in your hands whatsoever. Such a good feel. Just a solid swing right there. Caught it out front and ripped it into the outfield for the base hit. Those always feel great.
So runners at the corners, nobody out. So in now for Colorado, Brendan Rodgers. A bunt, and it's right in front of the plate. And that's a bunt single. That was placed perfectly.
Now batting, the shortstop, Ezekiel Tovar.
And now Ezekiel Tovar.
Looking for some insurance, or as our friends down in the South would say,
Insurance.
no matter how you say it, we know what you mean. I really like how he's been attacking hitters early in at bats. He's thrown strikes on the first pitch to over 70% of the guys he's faced in this one.
And downstairs.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
Ground ball could be 2. Muncy over to second, back to first, and that is a double play.
That was a much-needed double play right there. It gives him a really good shot at minimizing any further damage in this inning.
Now here is Ji-Man Choi. He was late there. Strike one. Yo one. And a swing and a miss there.
Boog, it looked like that curveball backed up on him, and although it's a mistake, it works out really good for the pitcher. The hitter's timed it up, expects it to be to a certain spot, and it just doesn't get there.
Out to short. Zips it to first. That ends the inning and stops things from getting out of hand. So they pick up a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. 7th inning stretch time. It's the Rockies 1 and the Dodgers nothing. And welcome back to the ballpark. Bottom of the 7th, and at the plate for the Dodgers, Freddie Freeman sends Atella back to work. And there's a ball.
Changing speeds has this lineup completely off balance in this one. We've seen a lot of mistimed swings, and it's been a challenge for these hitters to get their rhythm right.
Looking to get the tying run on base. In the air, left field. And there's a base hit.
The third baseman, number 13, Matt Muncy.
Muncy digs in. It was 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Fly ball down the line. Coming on. Nice grab on the run. And there's one down. With a single base runner, because of all the power, they are dangerous to tie this thing up or take the lead. Teoscar Hernandez digs in now.
Definitely wants to stay out of the double play here. Ball on the ground in the infield. Should be an inning-ending double play.
There's a strike.
If you're a base runner, you got to stay dialed in here. Look for anything in the dirt. Try your best to get into scoring position.
Kicks and deals. Swings through that one. The Rockies have some action in the pen. Tyler Kinley getting ready to come on for Bud Black. Curtis warming up as well. And a pitch. And that one is inside.
Well, certainly doing his very best out there on the mound to bring that win streak to a halt.
Line drive. That's a base hit. They fired in quickly, so it's first and second with only one away.
Well, a swing like that can help you come out of the struggle. We saw the numbers coming into the ball game, but all he's trying to do at this point is help his team win.
Digging in is the switch inning outfielder, Luis Domingo. That one hit to right. On the move. Makes the grab. Runner tags at second, and he moves up a base. So 2 away with runners at the corners.
Now batting, second baseman, Danny Ramirez.
So digging in, Danny.
And Boog, I'd say he's due.
Right through there for a strike. On the ground to first, and it's just foul. That was close. 2 on, 2 outs. Breaking ball inside, and a count 1-2. Puts it in the air out towards left center. Brings it in, and that is the 3rd out of the inning. Dodgers strand a couple, and it remains 1-0. Welcome back, and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
Well, 1-run game. Gilberto Celestino digging in for the Rockies. Here comes a pitch. And that's off the inside edge. And it's 1-0. Slider clips the corner. Up the middle. Whips it to first. First out in the top of the 8th.
The batter number 1, second baseman,
Nick Madrigal digging in for the Rockies.
Taken high in the draft, he's had that top prospect labeled over him since he put on a professional uniform. But at some point, that starts to go away, and you've got to produce at the big league level.
And the pitch is in for a strike. 0-1. The Dodgers bullpen with some action. Sean Armstrong, the hard-throwing righty, is up and loosening. Gratterol, a hard-throwing right-hander, up as well. One down, base is empty. Right side, and that chance handled. Throws to first, and a couple of quick outs. Sean Bouchard digging in for the Rockies. 1 for 3. Fireisen, 32 years old, and he's one of the few players in Major League Baseball born in Wisconsin. 2 outs.
1-1.
There's a swing and a miss.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And they'll do it again. Right-handed reliever. Swing and a miss. And he's down on strikes. And a nice inning of work there as he sets him down 1-2-3. Rockies are down quietly. They lead it 1-0. On to the bottom of the 8th. And now here's the Dodgers designated hitter, Shohei Ohtani. And here it comes. Top of the zone, and it's called a strike. Stirring in the Colorado bullpen, Jalen Beeks appears to be getting loose. Lawrence, a right-hander, loosening up as well. The pitch. That one misses, and it's 1-1.
Trying to keep good speed off the bases.
That one missing inside. The pitch. Late that time, and it's strike 2.
Definitely got the hitter conscious of the pitch inside. Really think the outer half is open. Man, this has been impressive. Just now getting to 100 pitches as we start this 8th inning. He's given them a lot of...
And a swing and a miss. The hat trick. And that's the first out.
Pretty big strikeout right there to start this 8th inning.
Now
Down
batting.
1. Any leadoff base runner really makes this inning a bit more interesting. But now this offense has to switch from possibly trying to manufacture a run to needing to run into something or just try to string multiple hits together to get a run across the plate.
Betts, the next to hit, takes low for a ball. Trying to hold a 1-run lead here the bottom half of the 8th inning. Fouled off. He was late. That one way outside, and the count 2-1. Swung on, belted. And that should be extra bases. And now the tying run is into scoring position.
Well, they call that an advantage count for a reason. You're so much more likely to get something you can handle. Put a pretty good jolt into that one. Great swing, nice balance and weight transfer, and he got it to drop in out there in the deep part of the field. A chance now to even the score and maybe extend this game.
Here's Bud Black towards the mound, and we're going to see a pitching change here. Antonio Senzatella is done, and he was excellent. Really controlled this game on the mound, and we'll have a new arm for you in a minute. So the Rockies turn the ball over to a new arm, Jalen Beeks.
And compared to a lot of other relievers, strikeouts have not been a big weapon for him this year, so the defense should be active.
One out, runner at second. And now the right fielder, Juan Soto. Fastball in for a strike. It's 0-1.
These fans, they are ready to cheer about something.
So the tying run at second. Up the middle, Madrigal. Tosses to first. They get the out on Soto.
Well, there's a lot riding on that at bat right there. Nice job of the pitcher to bear down, make the pitch, get the ground ball. Excellent piece of work.
And next will be the cleanup hitter, Will Smith. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out. Just missed.
Ball 1, no strike.
And that one missing low. Right through there for a strike.
Well, that's really the money spot, down and away. If you can locate that consistently, it's going to be real tough for hitters to square that up. That's what you love to see relievers do coming out of that bullpen.
And now the lefty swings and misses. It's 2-2. This to center field, on the move, makes the grab on the run. That is the inning.
Well, this guy competes hard. We see the emotion there. I love it. Great job of getting out of the jam.
Back here at Chavez Ravine, all set to start the ninth in this one. Now it's the right fielder, Nolan Jones. Fireisen back to work. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. Kicks and fires. In there at the knees, and a count even 1-1. That's a strike across the top of the zone.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And the slider just misses. Got him looking. That's a strikeout.
Well, he throws him with a great fastball right on the corner. It's kind of like bowling when you think the ball's going to get into the gutter, and somehow it just hangs onto that edge and knocks down a pin. Well, he got the outside corner of the plate and got that called third strike.
Ryan McMahon digging in for the Rockies. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
0-1.
At the belt and fires. Swing and a miss. Nice changeup.
Man, he really sells the changeup with that arm action.
Swing and a high fly ball down the right field line. Soto makes the catch, and there are 2 down.
Maybe caught that one off the end just a little bit. Couldn't quite barrel it up enough to really drive it.
Jansen.
Now the Rockies catcher, Danny Jansen. And a breaking ball drops in for a strike. And that's in there at the knees.
Man, this has been a real important inning in relief. I mean, so far, they've been doing a great job holding that deficit at 1.
Goes down looking. So they make short work of them there. 5, 6, and 7 will lead things off in the bottom of the 9th. It's the Rockies 1 and the Dodgers nothing. New arm out of the bullpen, Justin Lawrence.
I think closer has to be one of the toughest jobs in baseball, and we see a pretty high turnover rate because of it. Every outing seems to be high pressure, this one included. We'll see if he can wrap up the win and get himself a save.
Leading up.
And here's the first baseman, Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman.
And he deals. That's a strike. 0-1.
Well, an at-bat can be a little bit of a dance. Strike 1 here, but a few more pitches. We'll see how it turns out.
Hard hit left side. Fires to first, and Freeman is retired.
Well, Boog, we talk about how the ball is coming out of the pitcher's hand. The way it comes out of his hand as an infielder, wow, really impressive.
He's 2 outs away. Here's Muncy to hit. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a flyout. In there, and it's 0-1.
0-1's the count.
Right through there for a strike.
No ball,
A 1-run lead here in the last half of inning number 9. Swings and misses, struck him out. Couldn't hit the fastball at the knees.
Well, we saw a solid effort out of their starter, and the bullpen is following suit. It's just a good day as a manager or as a pitching coach when you can hand the ball off to multiple arms and get stability from all of their performances.
The Dodgers going with a pinch hitter, number 6.
And he would be the tying run, Boog, so we may see him try to launch one if he gets a good pitch to handle.
Wouldn't chase that time.
Now, Boog, this is a real tough place for visiting teams to come in and close out ball games for a win.
And another ball.
Got to be real careful here. 2-0. He's hunting for his pitch.
Trying to close out a 1-run lead. We're in the last half of the 9th inning. Next offering is in for a strike. They're down to their final strike.
Just amazing to me how many closers and back-end relievers just throw absolute gas these days. I never would have had a chance.
The Dodgers down to their final strike. Way inside, and that hit him. He had 2 strikes on him, and he hit him. Now it's the switch hitting outfielder, Luis Domingo. He's a guy who does it all. That one well upstairs. And that's ball 1.
Well, in this situation, the hitter knows that he's got to find a pitch that he can drive in order to drive in that tying run all the way from first base. So if he can't do that, keep the line moving through a walk or just a base hit. But you got to stay within yourself.
That one off the mark. Now 2-0. Chris, with that distraction and a speedy guy at first, he's in a favorable hitter's count.
Well, if nothing else, I mean, this is a great spot for a hitter to be in.
Trying to keep the game alive here in the bottom of the 9th. And that's outside. And that's ball 3. Danny Ramirez in the on-deck circle. Move to first. And he's back in on a dive.
Well, at least you got the pitcher thinking a little bit. You don't want to run yourself out of the ball game. You get thrown out or picked off, it's over.
2 outs. Fouls 1 away, and now 3-2.
3-2, 2 out, runner on first. A lot of movement in the infield. Hitter's got to stay focused on the pitch.
And the righty deals. Ball 4, he walked in, and that'll keep the line moving.
They're not ready to go home quite yet.
The second baseman.
First and second, 2 outs. And up next for Los Angeles, Danny Ramirez. Down to their final out, but an opportunity to deliver the tying and maybe even a winning run. Way outside, ball 1.
Maybe losing command a little bit after the walk. Next pitch, not even close.
Righty delivers. Fastball for a strike.
Definitely not a pitch location you're expecting up there as a hitter when you know the guy's got a good sinker ball. If he can get in that location, boy, you've got to look top to bottom, and that's going to make it very difficult to hit.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And a 1-2. That's down and in.
2 strikes.
And he's got it. Ball game. And the Rockies extend their winning streak to 5 in a row.
When you win 5 in a row, the confidence just goes to another level, and you start to gain this momentum, and you think that you're never going to lose a game again because things are clicking up and down the lineup. Pitchers are pitching. The team is making the plays defensively. This is the kind of feeling, it's not going to last all season long, but you want to ride it as long as you possibly can, perhaps push it up to double digits.
And a 1-0 final score here in this one. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew here at MLB The Show, thanks for stopping by. I'm John Shambi. Talk to you soon.
The final line score for our ball game tonight. For the victory.
高評価チャンネル登録をお願いします。